Welcome to LinkedUp, Breaking Boundaries in Education, a podcast that focuses on what is happening in education today, connecting everyone to the movers and shakers that are breaking boundaries in the education arena.
Hello and welcome to LinkedUp, Breaking Boundaries in Education. We have some repeat offenders sometimes, I guess glutton for punishment, I don't know. But we love when they come back, and it's always because they're doing something new that we need to hear about. And we have one of those folks here today, Jerry. I'm looking forward to digging in.
We do. We have a technology leader that is so well respected in the ed tech community. We have Rich Czyz with us today, and I cannot wait to catch up with him. I feel like I have not been in the same orbit with him for the last couple of months, and so I got to catch up and get back in your orbit, Rich. What have you been up to? What's happening?
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here today. And just had my newest book come out in October called Autopilot, Practical Productivity for School Leaders. So I've been trying to get that message out there, and I've been busy at school, as a school principal. So trying to do both things and do them both well.
And so this is number 3. Oh, sorry. This is number 3, Rich?
This is book number 4, actually.
4. Let's go through them. So first, go ahead.
First was 4 o'clock faculty.
Right?
Yes, I remember that one well.
Is that PLN still going? Because I know, Twitter was where it kind of all grew, and not, with X, it's a little different. So what's happening with that?
Yeah, so the 4 o'clock faculty PLN is still active on Voxer. We started a Voxer group shortly after the book came out to do a book study, and they are still going strong. We're almost at the 10-year mark, so we're just at about 9 years right now. But they're still going strong. It's amazing.
That's great.
That is so cool. So then 4 o'clock faculty led into what it was the next book.
The next one was The Secret Sauce, Essential Ingredients for Exceptional Teaching. And then Rogue Leader, which was kind of a follow-up to the 4 o'clock faculty.
Yeah, he was section 1 on Rogue Leader.
Yeah.
I believe. Yes.
And then the newest one is Autopilot.
Autopilot.
What is that? What is Autopilot?
So it's all about practical productivity for school leaders. So how school leaders can be more efficient, effective. And the tagline I'm using for the book is learn to run the school so the school doesn't run you.
Oh, I love it. That's great.
Easily.
That's happening.
In the principal.
Yeah. And you don't realize it's happening either, right? It just kind of like happens to you, and you are in the middle of it. So that is for sure. Now, does it relate to AI or?
So a lot of what I talked about in there are some different analog strategies. I did spend the last couple of days at a conference in Pennsylvania where I was presenting on the book, but I did partner with one of our technology coaches from our district, and she was presenting a lot of different AI strategies for productivity as well. But there are some ideas in there about automating and using AI to do that.
Right. But I still love the analog too.
Me too.
Yeah. So tell us give me a strategy for the pen and paper, the analog.
Yeah. So the one thing that I think has been really popular, even as I've been presenting, is this idea of building downtime into the schedule. So within my schedule, I know that I'm going to have fires to put out. So I actually build in what I call a daily disaster downtime. So it might be like Tornado Tuesday or Fiasco Friday, where I build a 30-minute or 45-minute block into my schedule. And if something pops up, a fire in the morning, I'm dealing with a discipline issue or a facilities issue, whatever it may be, I do have that window blocked off later in the day to tackle whatever my most meaningful goal would be.
Right.
That's huge.
And
that makes
it's hard to keep that time.
Stay true to it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So a lot of times what happens is I put it on the schedule no matter what. So it's on there.
Sure.
If there's something else that I'm working on during that time, sometimes it'll kind of get bumped out for the next day. But for the most part, I am able to keep it in there. And, again, if there are no fires that I'm dealing with, then it's beautiful because it's an extra 30 to 45 minutes that I didn't have anything else to do. So maybe I'm getting out into classrooms or visiting with
Yes.
students during that time as well.
Right.
Yeah. Do you have tips for making sure that you get out into classrooms?
Yeah, for me, I tend to my same times every day where I make sure that I'm out at arrival in the morning. I make sure I'm out at dismissal, hitting the recesses, hitting lunches, but trying to get into classrooms as much as I can. What I find is I try to, and I talk about this in the book a little bit, is really theme my days. So like if I'm doing walkthroughs, I'll try to keep them all to like a Wednesday morning. So, block out a couple of hours during the day, make sure that I'm getting to all the classrooms to do those walkthroughs on Wednesdays.
Walk through
Uh,
Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's perfect. And then Mondays, I'll do mentor Mondays. So that'll be where I have a chance to meet with those new teachers who may need, some feedback or guidance as far as, maybe we have parent conferences or something like that coming up where I can touch base with them, make sure they're on the right footing, and really make sure that I dedicate time to each of those different important goals.
Absolutely. Yes, because it sounds like being an instructional leader as well as a principal that's managing a school is very important to you.
Yeah, that's really the toughest thing I think for a lot of first-time administrators is when they're coming into the role, they don't necessarily realize the administrative tasks that kind of take up so much of your time.
Right.
And so, it is important. And the book is all about building those systems so that you can make sure that you are getting to those meaningful goals, the instructional goals, getting to work with teachers, getting to work with students, and really improve instruction within the building.
Yes. I love productivity. That's always something that I seem to chase. I'm always looking for new ways to be more productive. One of the things I've loved in its analog is bullet journaling, just keeping track of my day and referencing it and doing all of that. And like the Eisenhower matrix of what's important, what's least important to have on your list there. So do you talk about any of those kind of productivity things as well?
Yeah. So for me, I'm a notebook guy. So pen and paper. And
Yeah.
at the beginning of each school year, I start a brand new notebook. And that basically holds everything for the year. So
Love that.
any, sticky notes where I'm taking notes on something during a meeting going there, any type of actions that I'm taking, I add a little checkbox. So I know that
Yes.
if I add the checkbox, then that is something that will get done. Any, parent phone calls, logs, discipline logs, anything like that goes into the notebook. I would be in a lot of trouble if I ever lost the notebook because, I rely on it so much. But,
Yes.
I do put it in a specific drawer in my office before I leave for the day. And that helps me to kind of guide everything that I'm doing within the school.
Right. Part of your routine.
Yeah. And for me, it's like a shutdown ritual, basically. So, before I leave for the day, I record everything that needs to happen tomorrow, close the book, put it in the drawer, and then, I can hopefully free my mind from some of those things as I go home.
Yeah.
Brain
I like
dump,
to
yeah.
call that a brain dump. I just dump
Yeah.
it all out so that it really does free up that cognitive load because you have it on paper. So I don't have
Yeah.
to worry about that. I can
Think.
start thinking of other things, which I think is a really good wellness hack as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, it helps to establish that balance, right?
Yeah.
Trying to, I think for a lot of leaders, they're burned out a little bit. There's a lot on their plate, and I think the more we can take off their plate, the better balance they can kind of strike and have a little bit better wellness toward their lives.
Absolutely. Impetus to write a book on productivity for administrators.
So it's really that exact reason. I see a lot of administrators who are burning out. We
Yes.
add more to the plates every day with less support, I feel like. So I think for a lot
Right.
of school leaders, they do need to figure out those systems to make things a little bit more efficient for them. So that was really the impetus behind it is how do we help others? I have systems that I have developed on my own. I have systems that I've, stolen from others, some of the productivity gurus out there. Um,
Yeah.
and I kind of wanted to take it from the perspective of a school leader, because I think there are a ton of productivity books out there, but none from
Right.
the education side.
Right. Right. And it is a different beast, right? Um, the education
Yeah.
piece. Although I think when you're a teacher and you have, I had to make lesson plans and have them done a week ahead of time. I don't know about you, Jamie. Did you have to do
I
that
did.
too?
I did. But
And
it was the boxes. I just drew arrows because I was a science teacher. So it was easy. Not
yeah,
like now. Yeah.
but I found that it really felt good on Friday if I had my plans done and my week planned out. I felt really good about it. And
Yeah.
so I think it establishes some good habits for people
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I do the same. I Friday afternoons is my kind of get everything done before the weekend, so I know everything's ready to go
Yes,
for Monday morning when I come in.
absolutely.
You know,
Yes.
building administrators, they often feel like they're in a silo, and it's sort of difficult in that way. And do you think some of your strategies that you have provided sort of help in that? Well, I guess my question is, does your staff know how you divide up your week, how you chunk all of your tasks so that walk through Wednesdays, they know, oh, great, he's going to be able to come in today and I can show him what I'm doing. Are they part of this routine as well? And it also will help in holding accountability that way too
Yeah, I think
for you.
just from the terms of the schedule, I think they kind of realize like, oh, okay, he's coming in on
Yeah.
Wednesdays, or he's meeting with the new teachers on Mondays. So I think they do see that.
Yeah.
I also try to mix it up sometimes too, right? Because I think that's important
Sure.
as well. As if I'm only getting in there on Wednesdays, that's not good for me. That's not good for the
Yeah.
teachers, the students, anyone. So, I think they're used to seeing me in the classrooms frequently. But I think the schedule for it has to work for an administrator. I'm the only administrator in my building, so I can kind of decide what I want to do, what works best for us. I do tend to keep like all of our staff meetings on Thursdays. So we do have our regular
Mhm.
days for different types of meetings and things like that. But I think having those systems in place definitely helps somebody be, number one, more organized. But it also helps the staff kind of look at it and see, okay, I know that on Thursdays is when we're going to do our faculty meetings. So hopefully I can block out my schedule on Thursdays, and they kind of know what the expectation is as well.
Right. And we all like routines. I mean, the brain loves a routine. And again, it frees up that cognitive load because we don't worry about what's coming next. We kind of know what's next. So I think that's a really good idea as well.
Yeah.
If we think about wellness and healthy boundaries and
Balance, yeah.
lifestyle. Yeah. Excellent.
Well,
Well, so you've been out talking about your book as well.
Yep,
And just this week you were in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
that's correct.
Yes. And was that your topic in Hershey as
Yeah.
well?
So the title of the session was Practical Productivity for School Leaders. I did present with technology coach Sydney Matichek from our district. She's amazing. She was actually a teacher in my building. She went for the technology coach position for the district, so she got that. But she's amazing with technology. She's amazing with students. So we were able to kind of collaborate on some different productivity. I kind of brought some of the analog stuff with me. She brought some of the AI piece to it. So we had a packed session, which was awesome. We had about 40 people in a tiny, tiny room. But I feel like people learned a lot within the session. And then I had the chance to hit up other sessions to learn some more technology. So.
And that's always good. But I love the way that you had for no matter what kind of learner you are or how you work with productivity, you had something for each one. And sometimes you just have, sometimes I think the best productivity hack is a pen and a sticky note. Yeah. Just write it down and get it somewhere where you're going to see it. And other times it can be something with AI that can really facilitate a letter quickly, or, just those routine tasks that you need to get taken care of. Did she share any AI tools that were new to you or you found interesting that you might try?
So one of the ones we learned about, I believe it's called FastPlays, but it allows you to save email templates. And then anytime you have an email that comes in that goes toward that. So like if it's a parent placement question or it's a parent discipline question, and you have a standard response that you normally do, that allows you to just hit a button, the standard response comes up, you can edit from there. But that was one strategy that we learned about together, called FastPlays.
Is it like an extension? So it integrates with your regular mail?
I believe so, yes.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of that. Yeah.
So, and then the other strategy that Sydney shared was kind of the 80-20 rule, and that you use the AI for 80% of the task. So you use it to generate the majority of the letter, but then making sure that you're doing that other 20% of the work. So going in, doing the editing, changing, the phrasing if you don't like it, but making sure that you are taking that full ownership over, whatever it is that the AI may be generating.
Absolutely. Yes. And I think that's true too with teachers that are doing lesson plans with AI. I think I hear a lot of them say that 80-20, that 80% of it I like, but 20% of it just really didn't hit where I wanted it to, and I had to change it or switch it up. So I think that's a good rule to live by for sure.
With a lot of things, actually. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. So Rich, what's up next for you? More speaking? Another book? Where are you headed?
Yeah, so this one came out in October. So I've been taking a little break from writing a little bit. Normally I tend to ramp up my writing during the summer months. So we'll see what kind of happens this summer. But I love and enjoy the writing process so much. So, I'm sure at some point something else is gonna be written down. So we'll see what comes out of it.
Well, I do want to ask you, I think you told us this on another podcast, your process for writing. Do you carve out, I think you do morning time. Is that right?
So typically I wake up, when I'm in the process of writing, I typically wake up around 4:30, 4:45 and and try to do a lot of writing before everybody else in the house is up, and I have to start packing lunches and all that sort of stuff. So
that's amazing. You can do that. That's I'm the opposite end, stay up late, and that's what's so difficult. So to get things out the door, because it kind of ruins your day. But I'm one of those night owls, unfortunately. So I'm trying to get things finished. So I'm not doing that anymore, because it's much better to be getting up. 4:30 is a little harsh, but
that usually when I'm up at 4:30, I'm also in bed by 8:30 or 9. So
right.
Oh yeah. Exactly. Well, good. Well, I'm so happy we were able to catch up with you, and I'm really excited to share out your book. So we're going to have in the show notes where to get, I guess Amazon, is that the best place?
Yeah, on Amazon. You can link there directly from my website, which is 4o'clockfaculty.com.
Oh yeah, okay, good.
But I'm Amazon, Barnes & Noble, any of your booksellers should have it.
That's amazing. So great. Another gift for educational leaders from Rich. Perfect.
Yes. Oh, thank you for spending time with us today and sharing some productivity hacks and skills.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, and it's always a pleasure.
Thank you for listening. And if you would like to stay linked up, be sure to follow us on Apple and Spotify, and subscribe to us on YouTube.